Hi, Hive. Hillary here for your last installment of the 7 I Am statements of Jesus as found in the Gospel of John. Wanted to just read it to you first and then we'll dive right in. This is John 15, verses 1 through 4. I am the vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He removes every branch that bears no fruit. Every branch that bears fruit he prunes and makes it bear more fruit. You've already been cleansed by the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me as I abide in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. All right, so like always, Jesus is describing who he is in relationship to God, and today he also answers the question of who are we? And we had a really excellent contributor talk about how we are asking ourselves the question of who are we in the midst of Jesus? And Jesus kind of gives us an indication of that here. So first, let's start with the image of Jesus as the vine. Obviously, it's important to know the setting here. This is the Last Supper, his farewell discourse with his friends. And he is really describing to them the way things are going to go forward is that they'll still be with Jesus, both in this life and the next. That's important news when you realize they're hearing the news that he's about to die. Don't forget as well, of course, that in communion, in the Christian view, the wine is associated with the blood. So the grape byproduct of the vine produces the wine, which is the symbol of Christ's blood. So there is a beautiful metaphor here that in the blood, the fruit of the vine, we are abiding in God and abiding in Jesus. Then he goes on to talk about who God is in all of this. He describes God as the gardener, especially the vine grower. If you have ever tried to grow grapes, you know that this is a patience game. It's a waiting game. A vine grower has to be willing to wait years, sometimes up to 3 years, before they actually get their first really good crop of grapes. I know this because my dad used to grow grapes. And there was one summer I thought I'd be really helpful, and I picked all of his grapes well before they were ripe, and he'd been waiting years. Not super helpful. But what I knew about vine growing from my dad, and what Jesus is alluding to in this bit of scripture, is that a vine grower is somebody who takes care of the vine and is patient with it. The pruning of the branches is really important in producing good fruit. If you have too many branches, it takes too much energy for a plant to properly flower and to properly grow good fruit. It's dispersing too much of its resources. So to have something prune actually means, in this metaphor, God is trying to help you eliminate those things which are stopping you from producing good fruits. Those things we're wasting our energy on. The sins, the temptations, the stuff that's more about selfishness rather than goodness. So God is patiently helping us prune those things away. And then who are we? Jesus says about us here that we are the branches, that we are here to bear fruit. Now, he's being clear here. He's not saying that we are here to produce successful, we're not supposed to produce things simply to make a lot of stuff in this world. Rather, he's saying that those who are abiding in me are part of the same vine, which means we should be producing the same things to be in the fruit of the Spirit. Things like charity, things like servanthood, things like love, justice, peace. Make no mistake, this is Jesus, his last supper with his friends, and he chooses not to reign over them. Instead, he like a servant, washes their feet. That's the sort of fruit that we're supposed to be abiding in. And again, it means that we are of the same stuff of Jesus. So who are we? We are the beloved followers who are made a part of and live in this God that we know in this beautiful metaphor and this beautiful Christ. So that brings us to the end. Jesus describing himself as the way, the truth, the life, the resurrection, the light, the life, the sheep gate, the vine, all so that we can also know who we are in the midst of us. We are beloved abiders in God. All right, thank you all, Hive. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll have more stuff coming at you at another time. Bye.